Okay, so this would be a feedback slash critique for tkzombie. So I go by Shazam on Discord. I think in the Fahk Discord, my name is back forward four is true neutral, which it is. That move is godlike. I am by no means a Tekken professional. I am just someone who enjoys Tekken, plays a lot of Tekken, watches a lot of Tekken, plays a lot of. I don't play Falcon as much anymore because I don't have as much time to play, so I just play Paul, right? But it's a character I enjoy a lot. It's a character who very controversial, but I like Muay Thai and I like Baki the grappler. He's cool, right? And he's also got some really fun moves. Okay, so you seem to be very new to Tekken, and I will basically boil it down to two main areas, right? Where you are in Tekken at the start of your journey, you have some options available to you. You can try to just focus on understanding and learning Tekken from a mechanical point of view as much as possible, meaning try to understand the fundamentals of the game. How does frame data work? How do mids, highs, lows, and throws work, right? How do those interact? What constitutes a good poke? What constitutes a good mix-up? What is pressure? What is poking? Stuff like that. That will take a lot longer, right? That will require a lot of investment on your end. It will require a strong understanding, a lot of patience. It'll just require a lot of investment, which not everybody has and not everybody wants to do, right? So you can do that. Another option available to you is you have to quickly figure out strong offensive options of your character, right? And more importantly, what are the strong gimmicks that your people at your level just do not handle well? For example, if you're playing Fahk, just do a low. Do down 4, do down back 4. People online will not be able to handle it. Backdash to range 2, right? So let's say, for example, okay. YouTube's just going to be really shitty. Okay. So, for example, right here, right at this range, right? You let him get a little bit closer, and then instead of dashing in and doing jabs, you dash in and do down 4. He will not know what to do. He will just eat that 17 damage low and then be like, well, that was annoying, and then try to continue his offense, right? And then from there, if you have enough distance, before he reaches you, because down 4 has amazing range, you press down 4 again, and this will annoy him. He'll either get counter hit or he'll just eat the low again, and he'll be very annoyed. People at this level do not understand how to deal with lows, right? And then the moment he starts ducking, you just do down forward 4, 3, right? Your big mid kicks. So, and then at this, let's look at like right here, right? Instead of running into this, you dash in a little bit, wait, and then as he gets up, he presses something and he whiffs, and you press back forward 4, right? You press jet kick and you go to town. Nobody at this rank will understand how to handle jet kick. Nobody at this rank will punish you properly. You can get away with a lot of offensive gimmicks, right? Like what Shinny is talking about, doing a lot of the 3 strings, doing down forward 1 mix-ups, right? You can get away with a lot of gimmicks at this range, and it's just about figuring out what are very powerful options and then doing them, right? Just keep doing them, keeping your opponent in plus frames, keeping your opponent annoyed with lows. They're not going to punish you properly. They're not going to know how to handle it. If they somehow block perfectly and then punish you with launches and stuff like that at this rank, they could very well likely be a smurf. Who knows? So you have a few options, right? You can just try and learn the game a lot and learn it at a mechanical level and understand for yourself like where things are going wrong. And if you have questions, you can ask in the Discord and we will help you, right? But also you can just, a short term, I'm letting you know right now, right? You'll see a short term success, right? You will have a lot of success with this, but this will backfire on you, right? People are used to Fahk, and Fahk has been nerfed from his heyday, right? So if you rely too much on these offensive gimmicks, you'll build up a lot of bad habits later on. But what is later on, right? Later on could mean a year from now. Later on could mean if you rank up really quickly as soon as you hit like yellow, orange ranks or some shit, right? Maybe even green. I don't know. A lot of people played Fahk. He's weirdly popular online. So you have to make the decision, right? I'm going to try and give you a little bit of both worlds in terms of feedback. I'm not going to make it too long because there's just too much to cover. But if you're interested with just, hey, give me some offensive flowcharts for Fahk and Ram, I will go ahead and give that to you. Or if you're interested in how do I improve with Fahk and Ram at a fundamental level, I will also do that. But you have to let me know, because I don't want to spend here 40 minutes talking about like, here's how you develop your fundamentals, and then you're going, hey man, that's cool, I'm just not interested, right? So for now, I'll watch this round for a little bit, and then I'll point out like, hey, here's some food for thought, here's where the offense can come in, or here's where fundamental improvement can come in. And after, if you're still playing Tekken by the time you get this, let me know what you think, let me know what questions you have, and we'll proceed from there, right? So like right here, anytime, a fundamental thing to remember is that anytime the opponent whiffs a button, you want to be whiff punishing them. Not just with down forward 2, 3, right? But you have a lot of other whiff punishers. 3 plus 4, down forward 4, 3, right? A lot of strong options from whiff punishing. And letting, at this early stages, it'll be a longer investment to develop the defensive sense of timing, but it is much more rewarding in the long term, right? You're gonna spend a lot more time on it, but the trade-off is that your defense is gonna be really good, and once you understand the game, facing players like this, it's like you're doing a motorcycle race, and then the kid you're facing is on a tricycle, and you're on some some Ninja Kawasaki, whatever that motorcycle's called, right? You'll be lapping them in no time. But it requires patience, understanding of defense, and just some basic punishment, right? So anytime the opponent whiffs buttons, you should be whiff punishing them, right? And if you're not in range for back one, if you're not certain of anything, you can also do dash in and then do a low, right? They're very likely not going to be low blocking right away. And if they are low blocking right away, you do a mid. But be on the lookout for when your opponent throws out a lot of buttons when they shouldn't. Right? He's pressing a lot of buttons. He's doing a lot of stuff. It's very scary, right? Oh, how did you crush his jab or evade his jab? That's crazy. This is a core skill that you have to understand, whether you're gonna go the offense route or the learning Tekken fundamental defensive route, right? You're super close to the wall. Don't do your regular wall combo. Remember, practice adjusting what your other wall enders will be like. For example, for Fahk and Ram, it's a lot of the donkey kick, right? So whenever you do the forward 3-4 string, you do forward 3-4 3-4, right? Whatever, it's the forward 3-4 string into the long kick that he does. That is your best wall ender for like 90% of these situations these days, right? Especially on male bodies. Doing this, right, and then he just blocks it, he should have jet uppered you. He doesn't. This is what I'm talking about. People don't punish at this rank. He should have launched you, right? But he doesn't. But you're also developing a bad habit and developing that sense of like you're finishing combos when you should have adjusted for the wall and done a different ender. Being able to adjust your combos on the fly is a critical skill. It just comes with experience, but you have to be thinking about it, like, oh, I reached the wall. Okay, I should change up my combo under and not just do the regular one, right? This is what I'm talking about in here, right? So in this situation, after he blocks this, he tries to poke you out. Here, you have to understand, use jabs. Use your jab strings. Don't. This is a more fundamental thing, right? Don't use all your jab strings all the time. Don't overcommit to jab strings. A singular jab is your best friend. At an intermediate to high level, right? A single jab opens many doors. It is your fastest pressure tool. It is your fastest keep out tool. It is your fastest poke, right? A lot of amazing things can come from a jab. And Fahk's jab is decent. It's a little too tall, so it might get evaded by some stuff here and there. But he's got some pretty decent range to it, right? So use it. Remember to use jabs as a quick disruptive tool. Or if you're not comfortable with using a jab, you're not sure how to use it, just block and then look out for punishment opportunities, or look out for when the opponent takes a pause in their offense, and then you go, okay, cool, you stopped for a second, I'm in range, do a low, do a mid, right? Do an offensive option that way. Gotta be careful with orbital, but that's whatever. I like this. This rage art was sick. Get fucked. Nice. Alright, don't throw out back 3 like that. Don't use that move, right? It is a move that you want to save for whiff punishing, and if they're stepping a lot and you want to use a homing move, right? But don't use that move that often. If you're going to use a high, use back forward 4. If you want like a long range kick, down forward 4, your mid option is amazing still, right? A lot of options there. But don't just do a high that, you know, ends your turn when you have better options. There are situations where you want to use it, but for your offense, right? Back forward 4, down forward 4, cancel into one of the string enders, or, you know, doing a 3 and doing standing 3 into a string, right? You're doing a lot of just 1-4 into stuff, but any of this could have been just, you know, just do down 4, right? Just do down 4 and then get some low chip damage in and frustrate your opponent into going, damn, he's hitting with a lot of lows. I don't want to deal with that. And they'll either duck or they'll just mash harder, and at that point you do any of your counter hit launchers, right? When Bryan is this close to you, you kind of want to play it safe. He's just got a lot of counter hit launchers where if you mash at the wrong time, you know, he's going to eat you alive. But that's more of a character specific thing. If you want, we can go into more detail, but I think there are other things that you want to work on. Okay. Try to avoid relying on down forward 2-3 outside of punishment scenarios, right? Just using this as your primary mid and just throwing it out there, just throwing out launchers without first making your opponent weak to them is bad. What do I mean by that? Down forward 2-3 is a mid, right? How are you going to make your mid land, right? Because the issue is he's blocking it. So what are you going to do? Do a jab, do a singular jab, do back forward 4, do a low, do any of your lows, right? Do down 4, do down back 4. They're both launch, it doesn't matter, right? And eventually condition your opponent into ducking in front of you and then start doing down forward 2-3. If you just keep doing down forward 2-3 without any sort of like understanding as to how to utilize it, you're again building up a bad habit that's going to come back to bite you in the ass later. If instead, you know, you just did more back forward 4, right? There's your safe launcher that you can throw out as much as you want. That move is godlike, right? That has its own issues of, oh, the opponent can duck and I'll be whiff punished, right? That can happen, but if this dude's not launching, you finishing up your hell sweep ender, and he's not punishing down forward 2-3, he's not really likely gonna punish back forward 4 very well, right? But it is what it is. You had the right idea, but just you got to be more in range for this type of stuff. If you want a long range option from that distance, don't do the charge move. Do back 2-3. Back 2-3 is a high low, and it will get blocked. It'll happen, but very few people are going to be punishing it properly or on the lookout for it. More often than not, you'll likely get an easy counter hit into guaranteed damage. Again, don't just throw out the mid there for no reason, right? Give them a reason to duck. If you're gonna be using the strings, right, do the strings that Shinny is maybe not overcommit to the hell sweep ender from down forward 1, but any of the 3 strings from 3-4-4 still solid. Nice. That's fine. I don't know why you're doing down 3+4. Don't do back 1. Don't do back 1 randomly. I mean, you can if you want, if they're not going to do anything about it. This move you should be using more often, right? This long range kick, forward, forward 3. People at this rank don't know how to deal with plus frames. If you find that there's a gap in your opponent's offense and they're slowing down for a second, do forward, forward 3, right? They'll mash their way out of it, and then you can do forward, forward 3, block, and then do down forward 2, 3, right? Or just do a low, do down 4, right? They will mash their way out of it, get counter hit, and then die. None of these people will know how to deal with being stuck in plus frames, right? Especially if you can start doing instant while running 3, amazing. You will destroy people, right? Nice. You clipped him. Talked about that. Don't use minutes. Don't throw that out. Right. That's fine. Nice. Oh, he's not gonna know. He doesn't know. Okay, well, here's what it is. Okay, so a lot of it was just you didn't know how to really punish Bryan, which is understandable. So now you have to make a decision, right? Are you going to learn how to punish Bryan? Are you going to learn how to do the flow of offense? Or do you want to do like a more short-term strategy of, all right, let me focus on offense, some quick, easy offensive options to steamroll my opponent, and then go from there, right? A lot of it, you know, the options that Shinny is mentioning, perfectly fine. There's also a lot of other options. Just doing, if you can do the hell sweep, right? Just do full crouch, down forward, 3-2. That will also mess with a lot of people, right? That move is actually really strong, especially since it high crushes all the way through. Or if, you know, you just focus on stuff like, oh, I am in neutral, back forward 4. Oh, my opponent is blocking low, down forward 4. Oh, my opponent is stand blocking, down forward 4, cancel into the 3 string, right? You have a lot of options available to you. If you want a more detailed, you know, discussion of that, feel free to ask questions in the Discord. But for now, it's really just about, you have to figure out what do you want to do and what's the route you want to take there. Okay? All right, man. You know, if any of this made any sense or if you still have questions, feel free to ask in the Discord and let me know. Have a good one.